What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Elder Scrolls Lore. Today we're going to be talking about Yokuda and the Yokudans. Yokuda is a continent to the west of Tamriel and is home to the left-handed elves and the Red Guards. The majority of the continent sank in the sea in 792 of the First Era. However, the cause is still debated today. Some suggest a series of earthquakes doomed the continent, while others argue that it was a Red Guard sword singer group called the Herodirge. The Herodirge were a renegade wizard group who existed during the last civil war in Yokuda. They failed to conquer the entire continent, so they sank the continent as a result. Or at least, that's what they propose. The Yokudans escaped the disaster by traveling to Tamriel. The Red Guards would settle in the province of Hammerfell in 808 of the First Era. The left-handed elves would be driven to extinction. They were defeated by the Red Guards, and the race would go extinct when the continent sank. Yokuda was a rocky, barren and hilled landscape, but the Yokudans had developed a highly sophisticated method of agriculture to survive. The complex nature of politics and war often led to a very harsh environment. It also led to most Yokudans becoming some of the deadliest warriors Tamriel would ever see. Yokuda was divided into 4 separate islands: Akos, Kazaz, Samara, Kanesh, and Yath. Akos Kazaz was the largest of the islands. It had a steppe landscape and was settled by the Yokudan herding clans. It was here where the clans migrated to Tamriel. Its capital was the long-lost city of Totembu, which was lost along with Yokuda when it sank. Yath is the island in which the crowns migrated to Tamriel resided. Its capital was not Totembu. There is little known about the history of Yokuda. What is known is that a series of civil wars took place in the continent, the first of which happened in the 4th century of the First Era. Now, give me a second to turn the page. I'm sorry. During the last civil war, the Red Guards fought against the left-handed elves. It was here where the Herodirge, I don't know why I'm having so much trouble saying that, the Herodirge was said to have sunk the continent after the Red Guards began to win the war. The left-handed elves also maintained an empire across Yokuda. It was said to be 4 times as large as the Septim Empire. The left-handed elves are also known as the Sinistral Elves, and they had been bitter rivals with the Red Guards for thousands of years. Not Totembu would declare the war on the elves, leading to the last civil war and eventually their extinction. Yokuda religion consisted of 12 gods, and this is where I'm just going to say this. I'm sorry right now if I mispronounce any of these. I'm going to try my best here. Satakal, Ruptka, Tuwaka, Zet, Morwa, Tava, Malak, Diagna, Sep, Hunding, Leki, and Onsi. Now, it should be noted that the Yokudans, they became the Red Guards. They had a bitter rivalry with the elves, right? This would lead to devastating massacres of elves in Hammerfell after the Yokudans arrived in the province, because there were elves that were in Hammerfell and they were massacred, and it was brutal. And if you look at this, I want to say the city was Salas N. It's not in my notes. Salas N was a city of elves that was absolutely devastated by the Red Guards, and this hatred would transfer basically all the way up until the modern era, where you have heavy amounts of Hammerfell and Red Guard warriors fighting for the Empire against the Aldmeri Dominion during the Great War. If you want any more information about the Red Guards, seek out my Crowns and Forebear videos in the description below. It talks about the 2 factions of Hammerfell and how they split, and it goes in a little bit more depth and tells how the Yokudans actually split into the Crowns and Forebears, and talks about their rivalries, their histories together, and everything basically up until they get to Hammerfell on. So this just covered only Yokuda and the Yokudans before they got to Tamriel. But I do have videos that do describe what it was like afterwards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.